Hey folks, this is Vent with Dad's Gaming Addiction, and today we're going to quickly review Ghostbusters, the video game Remastered. This is a game that you can find on Steam for about 30 bucks. You can also find it on the Epic Store for about 25 bucks. So, this is a remaster of a game that was released back in 2009, and I did try to review the remastered version a year ago, back in 2019. However, I couldn't get it to work. So there were a lot of people that had launch issues that couldn't even get the game to run. So I just dropped it, and I'm like, this is a crap show. They just remastered the game, quote unquote, remastered the game to cash in a quick buck. Well, now that it's been some time and it looks like the game has actually been patched and it now works on my system. I don't know about the rest of everyone else having issues with it. The Steam store page seems to be fairly positive reviews, and I don't see a whole lot of complaints that they couldn't get the game to work, though there are a couple of people that are reporting issues. But I've gone ahead and played the remastered version for about 3 or 4 hours at this point. And for those of you that have never played the original Ghostbusters, the video game from back in 2009, well, this is as close to Ghostbusters 3 as you're gonna get. Yeah, I know there was the Ghostbusters movie that was, all women. There's a Ghostbusters movie coming out that's featuring some of the original casts where the Ghostbusters are older. However, I don't know, it's okay. I treat those movies as like fun offshoots. I don't actually consider them true and true Ghostbusters movie. This video game that was released back in 2009, like I said, just felt like a true Ghostbusters movie. It was as close to Ghostbusters 3 as I was gonna get, honestly. It's all voiced by the original actors, aside from a couple, like Sigourney Weaver didn't want to come back as Dana Barrett, so I believe they brought in Alyssa Milano as Peter Venkman's female love interest. But yeah, you've got Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, all of the originals. Janine came back. You'll see Slimer. What's cool is that you'll be able to, in between missions, walk around the firehouse and look at Ghostbusters headquarters, slide down the pole. There's a huge painting of Vigo from Ghostbusters 2, and if you keep interacting with him, he'll keep saying different things. There's all sorts of hidden little, memorabilia stuff that, little Easter eggs that you'll find in the firehouse that just, I don't know, it it brings back a lot of fond memories of the movies. So, this was made by people, this video game was made by people that were true dedicated fans of the original movies, and it shows. There's so many Easter eggs in here. Even the dialogue is humorous, just like the movies, and the cast will say things that is a throwback to the original movies. Like, for example, one of the monsters that you'll be fighting in this game that's around the whole level is the library. In the very beginning of Ghostbusters 1, Peter Venkman and Ray and Egon went after this library ghost, this library woman ghost, and they never caught it. Well, in Ghostbusters, the video game, they are now after it. And Ray will tell you take the role of a rookie, so you're not actually one of the original Ghostbusters. You're this fifth member, and you don't have any name. You're just known as Rookie, and they tell you to do stuff. But anyway, Ray will tell you, go get him, or go get her. And that's a throwback to the first movie, if you remember that. Anyway. So, what is this game about? Well, stuff is happening in this game. I don't want to spoil the plot, but for the most part, you'll be facing a lot of the monsters from the original movies. So, like I said, there's the library lady. You'll be having run-ins with the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, and Gozer, and other creatures that you've heard and seen of before. You'll be visiting locations like the Sedgwick Hotel from the first movie. So yeah, I mean, you'll be facing old and new ghosts as you go. The gameplay is fairly straightforward. This is a third-person shooter with the ability to upgrade your various weapons. As you progress through the game, you'll be unlocking different weapon types. You have your typical proton pack. On your proton pack, your health is displayed, your recharge, whenever you're shooting your proton pack, energy bar will fill up, and if it goes to the top, it'll overheat. You have to hit R to cool down your proton pack and keep firing. But you'll unlock new weapons. You've got your standard orange beam that wavers around like in the movies, but you also unlock this blue shotgun thing as the primary weapon. Secondary weapons is stasis beam that slows things down. There's a green slime gooey primary shot. That's the third weapon type that is good at neutralizing black slime. It also has a tether that can connect things, and it's more of a puzzly. It's to solve various puzzles that are in the environment and so on. So you'll be unlocking different weapons types, and as you earn money in this game, you'll be able to unlock upgrades for them. In the there's an options menu, kind of sort of. You hit escape, it'll bring up the options menu, and part of that is an upgrade system where you can improve all these different weapons that I just talked about. You'll also be throwing down traps, and the whole point is to capture these ghosts. The ghosts that are capturable in this game, you keep shooting at them until you wear them down and their health is very low, and then you wrangle them, and then you pull them toward a trap, and then you have to sort of keep them within the cone of the trap. Of course, don't cross the streams, because, that'll cause all the Ghostbusters involved to take some damage. So I mean, this is a review I know of a 10-year-old game. The remastered version, it's nice. It doesn't seem to change very much. Now I know that a remastered version is not a complete rework of it. A remastered version is sort of just like, okay, we're remaking the game to run on newer systems, and now it does. But it doesn't fix some of the issues that I had with the core game. Like, for example, there are 3 difficulties. There's casual and normal and difficult. But even on casual, there are 2 or 3 parts in the game that are very, very frustrating from a difficulty standpoint. Like, they did not do anything to address the balance on certain parts of the game. Like, toward the end of the game, there's a part in this graveyard where you're attacked by these gargoyles, and you have to replay it several times, and RNG just has to be on your side because you'll die very quickly. So that's annoying. There's also a part where you're in this interdimensional thing, and sometimes it'll be bad luck that these books come after you and kill you, rather than going after the other Ghostbusters that are on your team at the time. So it doesn't do anything to address the original problems with the game. It just simply remasters it so it runs on newer systems. So that kind of stinks. I wish they actually went a step further to improve problems with the game. Like, there's no windowed mode in the options menu. If you go to the options menu, there's no way to do that. If you find your mouse too sensitive for aiming, you'll have to go back to the main menu. There is mouse sensitivity on the main menu options screen, but not the in-game options screen. So it's sort of like a copy and paste of the 2009 version without actually fixing any of the problems. So, this game is fantastic. Let me just say that. Like, the script is well done. The voice acting is well done. Some of it isn't put together very well. Like, you can clearly tell, when someone's speaking, sometimes there's an elongated pause that shouldn't be there, similar to that of like a long Final Fantasy RPG where there's like these long pauses in between dialogue. Sometimes you'll get that here. Sometimes you'll note, okay, this person's tone is not reflective of what a normal person would say in this situation, because the actual actors were recording in separate booths. Like, you can tell these things sometimes, but that doesn't take away from the game to the point where I wouldn't want to play it. Like I said, the script is good. The original voice acting is really good. Aside from the technical parts of it, again, the backbone holding the game together, aside from the technical issues that some people are getting with this remastered version, and aside from the inability to revisit these difficulty spikes, even on the casual difficulty setting, the rest of the game is fantastic. Like I said, the dialogue, the humor, Peter Venkman is a snake through and through when it comes to, trying to be a ladies' man, and just his jokes alone are, they're really good. His sarcasm. Every one of the characters' personalities really comes through. You can Ray is Ray, Egon is Egon, Janine is Janine. All of them encompass that. So, in terms of the lore and the story and the feeling of being in a Ghostbusters game, this this game and the remastered version captures that just perfectly, in my opinion. That being said, again, the technical issues behind it, that I think is what sometimes holds the game back. But I'm happy to report that I'm no longer having issues with the game, despite having the inability to even play it a year ago. So, my advice is, I mean, I don't know what Epic has in terms of. I know Epic stores $5 cheaper. I don't know if they have a refund system. I haven't really bought a lot of games on Epic. Most of my stuff is through Steam. Steam does have that refund option. So my advice is, if you're a Ghostbusters fan and you have not played the 2009 version, do yourself a favor and play the remastered version on Steam. It's really good, $30, or wait for a sale. There's always that refund option if it doesn't work on your system. But if you wanted a good Ghostbusters movie slash game, Ghostbusters 3, and you haven't played this yet, you owe it yourself to. Just because it's really good. It feels, like I said, it feels like a true Ghostbusters movie. And yeah, it's had it not been Ghostbusters, had it been some other theme, the third person shooting would be kind of boring after a while, but the humor in the Ghostbusters memorabilia keeps it alive for me. So I do recommend it. I'm having fun with it. So I kind of retract my review from a year ago. And I just want to report that it is good now. I can play it, but again, buyer beware. It may not work for everyone, but Steam does have that refund option. All right. So yeah, Ghostbusters, the video game remastered. Just give it a try. If you guys haven't already subscribed to me on Twitch and YouTube, that way you can stay up to date with any new content I happen to publish. This is Vince. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you next time.